Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650E here, and welcome back to another episode of the new bike build series. In our last episode, Zak the Master Mechanic installed an Alpha Racing airbox into our 2021 BMW S1000 RR. I took the motorcycle to Turn 13 Motorsports and we put it on a dyno, revealing horsepower and torque gains from that modification. In today's episode, Zak will install a full Brembo braking system onto our motorcycle, including first ever red Brembo calipers onto our S1000 RR. They're going to look fantastic, I'm sure of that. And this is all leading up to us offering this motorcycle to one of you amazing people viewing the video. Information on how your name might be randomly selected to win this motorcycle is down below in the description. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. For returning subscribers, tap that bell so you can get notified when I upload new content. Hey, it's cold out here. I'm freezing. I can barely talk, so I'm going to go inside and see what Zak the Master Mechanic is up to. Zak, what are we doing today?
Hey, I'm just sitting around staring at this awesome pile of Brembo boxes.
Oh.
Some of my favorite boxes to stare at. I don't know.
Okay.
I just like their packaging, and it always has nice inspirational quotes like the beauty of outstanding performance.
It's very true. Yeah.
Things such as this. But so you might be wondering, why do we have 3 boxes? We only have 2 calipers. Usually the calipers come in one box. Well, it's because first we have the awesome RCS Corsa Corda master cylinder, 17 millimeter. You can adjust your lever pivot. You can adjust the ratio of the piston. So you can get whatever kind of lever feel you want. Real touchy, a little bit less touchy. It's nice. Comes with a brake switch. We don't need it. We'll take that off. So we're going to show how to get that installed and bled out. Comes with this great screwdriver for adjusting the lever and any precision screwdriver needs.
You probably have a collection of those by now, huh?
I actually only kept one. I use it for my remote control car. It's awesome.
Okay.
And then we'll have this sweet Rizoma reservoir to hold our brake fluid. Nice. And that's always cool. And it comes with the mount kit, so we'll figure out how to get that to fit. But these 2 boxes are the fun ones. Oh. Thanks, Moto Million, as always. We have our nice, pretty much at this point, one-off red Brembo calipers. It's gorgeous. That we waited quite a while for. Yeah. And they look pretty spectacular.
Well worth the wait. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get them installed.
Oh man, that already looks good.
Look how much bigger the caliper is. Wow. So this is the Stylema caliper, I believe. Just in a custom red color. And for maybe when they customize them, you just get one in a box. That's why we had the 2 boxes.
Nice.
So let's make sure this one's for this side. These just showed up, so I didn't even, we are good. We got a caliper for each side.
Lovely.
So this part, getting these on is pretty straightforward and easy. Getting everything to fit with the master cylinder and lever and reservoir, that's a little bit of the tricky part, but first thing we're gonna do is get all the brake fluid out of the system. All right, so we got our brake fluid system sumped, is what it's called. That means we took all the brake fluid out of it, all that's in its air. We just used our Mighty Vac, sucked it all out. Now we can go ahead and remove the banjo bolt and remove the calipers from the bike, and then we'll get the new ones back on. All right, so let's compare these calipers a little bit, see what we got going on. So they are both radial mounted, which just means it mounts to the fork like so, how they mount to the fork. But look at the difference in the pad, how much area there is in brake pad. Yes. So this brake pad's a lot longer, which should give us more stopping power because more friction. Yeah. Something that is cool that the stock calipers have is see these little cutouts in the pistons. Yes. And this was new on the recalled caliper, the Nissan one. That allows air to flow through there and helps keep it cool. So that is something neat there. They're both monoblock, meaning it's one piece of aluminum. It's not bolted together. So as they get hot, they shouldn't want to twist, flex, anything like that. This is also a monoblock. Hand scale, this definitely feels lighter. Yeah. You can see we have like a cutout here. There is no cutout here. Just a little extra machining, probably costs some more money. Width-wise, they both look about the same. And they're both 4-piston calipers. But just a couple things to compare and take note of. Now, when you do get Brembo calipers or most aftermarket calipers, you can't run the dowel pins in your forks anymore, which I kind of hate because it's nice. These center the calipers really nicely. You can tighten the bolts without having to hold the brake lever. So now when you tighten the bolts, we have to hold the brake lever so everything's centered, and we have to get these out. So these are the new style dowel pins. I haven't had to mess with one of these yet. The old ones were a pain, and I know that we had to like pretty much press these in. So I'm not looking forward to getting these out. Probably best way, I mean, we're not going to reuse them. This is going to destroy it, is just use a pair of vice grips. And let's see if we can just kind of twist on it and if it'll come out or not. All right, it's coming. Oh. All right.
Okay. So now,
not too bad. So you can see it did oval a little bit though when I grabbed it.
Yeah.
Let's try. Let me grab. So this is a 10mm bolt. I'm just going to go grab a 10mm bolt. And we're going to place it in there, and it'll give us something to grip against. So yeah, that fits in there. So we're not going to thread it in or anything, but when I pinch this with the vice grips now, it's going to give something for my vice grips to pinch against, and hopefully ease the removal here. It's almost out. Can't say it's that much easier.
Yeah. No, you could be a dentist if you wanted to, Zach.
Extracting teeth?
Yeah. With this same method.
I like the string in a door better.
Oh, gosh.
String in a motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know.
Okay.
2 down, 2 to go.
Yeah.
A little easier than this method works really well with the original dowel pins, or if you have the kind that aren't quite as sturdy as this.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see we got our caliper fitted. Our bolt holes line up, so that's good. When you're buying calipers, that's something you need to take this measurement into consideration. We're just gonna put our stock bleeder back on at the moment. I know before when we showed these, I was worried about bleeding them because the bleeder's on the inside. I forgot that that is actually part of the banjo bolt, so it will not be an issue. We have a bleeder on the outside here.
Outstanding.
And we'll tighten this up. We're just gonna leave these snug because like I said, we have to fit the rest of the brake system, bleed it, and then we can hold the brake lever and tighten down our bolts. We are gonna preserve our ABS cable guide just to keep that out of the way.
You know, Zach, all these reds are playing together, believe it or not.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
A red spring back there, red Louis Moto seat cover, red
Chain adjusters.
chain adjusters.
The red spring came with the bike even. We didn't even do that.
I know, huh? It was meant to be.
Samco hoses.
Yeah. Cooler thingy that you love so much.
Yeah. Engine plugs.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, they are all slightly different, but they don't look bad, that's for sure.
No.
They're all in the same, like realm of red. And these are looking pretty sweet.
Yes, they are.
So again, just barely snug them up, but let's get our banjo bolts tight. And we don't need to change the brake lines on this bike, which is nice because we have steel braided lines already.
Outstanding.
We do just kind of want to keep them from spinning while tightening your banjo bolt though. So now, of course, we always have a bottle of water around when we're working with brake fluid as well, because brake fluid will rinse off with water. If you get it on anything painted, you want to spray water on it immediately.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will stain paint or windshields quite quickly. All right, so I'm going to clear all this off the bench, and then we'll go up top and get our master cylinder and reservoir installed. All right, so since we don't need a brake light switch, you can just take a screwdriver. This just pops out of there. It just pops back in if you do need it. And we can also, we'll leave the stop on there. We're going to run the Brembo lever just because, I don't know, I like the way they feel. But if you wanted to, where'd I put that other
TWM?
Leverette? Oh, right here. If you wanted to, I believe that at this pivot point here, you could take this off and you could run the shorty end if you want. You can see it's just a little bit shorter than what we have going on there, and it's a little bit thicker. All right, I almost forgot. We got this aftermarket bleeder too from Stablos. I don't know how to say it.
No.
But they make all kinds of brake components. This, I believe, is a speed bleeder, which means there's a one-way valve in here. So when you open it up, you could pump the lever and you don't have to keep opening and closing this. But the biggest thing is just the way it looks. You get this nice
So cool.
cap. I mean, we probably could have just put that on the stock one, but you do get the speed bleeder option along with it.
Yeah.
So we'll snug that up in there. And now we're ready to fit our Rizoma reservoir. Of course, it comes all apart. It comes with a bunch of different, a 90-degree nipple, a straight one, and 90-degree with the 6mm. Now, both the straight ones actually look like they are for 8mm hose, which is bigger than what's on. You can see our master cylinder one here. You can see how much fatter that is. So we're gonna have to use this 90-degree 6mm one because we have 6mm Tygon hosing that we're gonna route between these two.
Okay.
This is always, I've never found a great way to get these in, but just lots of silicone spray and then pop it in there, and then you can swivel it whichever way you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in, and then we'll figure out our mount, And once we get it mounted, we can hit the hose and then get the fluid back in. All right, so just got done mocking up the whole entire brake system. All the brake lines are connected, the master cylinder's on, the reservoir is sitting where it's gonna sit. What you wanna do is pull it off the bench if you're on a bench, or if you're not, stop at this point and let's turn the handlebars and make sure this isn't gonna hit our upper fairing or windscreen, which it's not. We have tons of clearance everywhere. Make sure that when you go full lock, that our brake lever doesn't hit up front. If it does, you might try going in, out, adjusting it up, down. Do anything you can so that when you do that full turn, it's not applying the brake at all. Also, we're close on the TFT on the inside, but not real close, so because then we want to adjust our whole master in or out. But we're looking good there. Nothing's touching on the brake lines, right?
Nope.
On that side,
nope, brake lines are good.
Make it lock to lock, so I think we're good. So we just need to put Loctite on all these fasteners and get the hose going between our reservoir and master cylinder, and we'll bleed it out. All right, so our Rizoma reservoir actually fit really nice on this motorcycle. I didn't have to do much to the bracket. We had tons of clearance, so that's awesome. We got our clear Tygon hose. I had some nice clips I found lying around. We're ready to put fluid in the brake system. On the BMW, I really recommend their brake fluid, just especially if you keep the ABS box on the bike. That's what it's designed for. The stuff, it's a nice bright yellow color, so it looks clean. In fact, I'm even using it in Hondas now because the Honda brake fluid just starts looking dirty. Yeah. I have used Brembo brake fluid, fine with that too. I mean, it's a Brembo system for the most part, or the, is it a Brembo ABS box? No, I guess it's not, but I don't know, it works fine too. Basically, your brake fluid, it needs to be .4, and then the higher the boiling point, the better. And you want to get it out of your motorcycle, if not every year, at least every other year. They recommend every 2 years. If you go to the track a lot, you'd want to do it after a track day, just because as it gets hot, brake fluid's hygroscopic, so it absorbs water. So if it's humid out, when you make it boil from braking hard, some of that water can stay in there, and then you wind up with brake lever fade, and you don't want brake lever fade.
No.
So all we got to do is I fill this up, and then I'm going to start on the far caliper, and we'll suck the brake fluid through with the Mighty Vac. Then I'll go to the close caliper, suck the brake fluid through, and then we go up to our cool speed bleeder, suck brake fluid through, and then start all over and bleed it by hand until we get a nice firm lever and all the air is removed from our master cylinder. If we just knock this down, no, we don't get any cool air bubbles. Oh well, have to wait till later. Okay. But so that's the process. Once we get these bled out, we'll show the final product. All right, so I got fluid in the system and bled it out just like I said, and now we got a nice rock hard brake lever. It doesn't pull into the grip at all. Of course, as you adjust the lever in, it's going to allow the lever to travel back farther. As we adjust the lever out, if we go out all the way, you'd have to have a giant hand.
Yeah.
Look how far out that lever goes. It goes past the brake lever.
Shaquille O'Neal couldn't even grip that.
And then, but you can see the lever does not come back in very far.
Yeah.
That's also controlled by our adjustments here for our piston, which is up here, the neutral, street, and race, I believe it is. You can see the lever actually move in a little bit.
Yep.
And out. And that's what, the same thing happens with our other pivot adjustment here between the 20 and 18. That's how far away it is. It actually moves this little cup. But yeah, we got a good lever field. You can see there's no air bubbles in our Tygon hose, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
And
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get the quick bleeder to work, so we just took it off.
Okay.
Went back to normal bleed procedures.
Okay.
And then once I was done, held the brake lever with the zip tie and went and torqued my calipers to 38 Newton meters. So they are on the motorcycle officially.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And looking great. So yeah, we have a full front Brembo brake system on the motorcycle now. We already have a rear Brembo caliper.
Yep.
And a rear Brembo master cylinder. So we got full Brembo brakes on our S1000. Just how it should have came from the factory. But
I agree. I totally agree.
For some reason, did not.
Well, now we have it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're cruising along nicely. A couple more little modifications to do, and then we're going to get the bodywork back on this motorcycle and see what it looks like in all its carbon fiber glory.
Okay, cool, man.
All right.
Thanks, Zach.
Cool. Well, we'll catch everyone in the next video.
You got it.
To see you then.
All right, man. You saw it. Zach installed this amazing full Brembo braking system onto our 2021 BMW S1000 RR, and it's almost time for Zak the Master Mechanic himself to randomly select somebody to win this motorcycle. Information on how that person might be you is down below in the description. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. For returning subscribers, tap that bell, and you'll get notified when I upload new content. Yeah, new content is always coming to the 650 Eve YouTube channel. Fresh variety of content, including stuff like today's video where these beautiful red Stylema Brembo calipers were installed onto this beautiful bike, complementing all the rest of the red that is bestowed onto this fantastic bespoke machine at this point, because it's one of a kind. So stay tuned for more, guys. We're not done yet. You're gonna love the rest of the parts we have to put on this motorcycle.